Phoebe Prince, age 15, had moved here with her family 2 years ago from Fenor, Ireland. She immediately began attending South Hadley High School in a small town in Massachusetts. Upon arrival, Phoebe faced intense harassment from a group known as the Mean Girls. She was reportedly targeted and called names because she was a new girl dating the star of the football team. Investigators said Phoebe was stalked and taunted almost constantly after arriving at the school. She faced a number of insults on Facebook and in text messages. The bullying made it impossible for her to stay at school and eventually became intolerable. The majority of bullying happened on school grounds, and yet nothing was done by any of the administrators. Since the bullying was described as being intolerable, it resulted in Phoebe hanging herself 2 days before the school ban. Bullying is defined as a form of abuse, harassment, violence, and/or manipulation that harms or frightens other youth. 1 out of every 4 children is bullied. Over half of all bullying incidents go unreported, and the top 5 states to avoid bullies in K-12 are California, New York, Illinois, Pennsylvania, and Washington.
There are 6 different types of bullying, which all fit under 2 categories: direct and indirect bullying. Direct bullying includes teasing, taunting, threatening, hitting, and stealing. 3 of the 6 types of bullying fit under this category, which are physical, verbal, and intimidation. The other category of bullying is indirect bullying, which is also one of the 6 types of bullying as well. Indirect bullying causes a student to be socially isolated through intentional exclusion. 2 other types of bullying that fit in this category include alienation and cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is becoming a bigger issue because of technology that is available around the world. This involves using any form of electronic device to taunt, threaten, or scare someone through instant messaging, cell phone, email, and any other form of electronic device. Typical bullies are those persons that are aggressive toward not just their peers, but also adults. It is seen that bullies have a more positive attitude towards violence and the use of violent means. Tests show that bullies have little anxiety and are insecure, but there is no one characteristic that is general in all bullies. The typical bully can be described as having an aggressive reaction combined with physical strength. There are 3 partly interrelated motives. 1 is strong need for power and dominance. The second is considering home life they have developed a certain degree of hostility towards the environment. And the third is the benefit component, when the bully gets something of value in their terms from those that they are bullying. Another view of bullying is a component of a more generally antisocial and rule-breaking behavior pattern. These are the children who most often than not become involved with crime and alcohol abuse. 3 main causes of bullying, according to Tom W. Conway, include peer pressure, home life, and the culture of violence presented by the entertainment media. If bullying is not stopped right away and the action of the bullying is not corrected, the bully can have long-term effects of bullying, such as violence and jail time. There is a relatively clear picture of the typical victim of bullying. Those persons that are bullied generally are more anxious and insecure than the general student. They are often cautious, sensitive, and quiet. They have low self-esteem and a negative view of themselves and their situation. They are lonely and abandoned at school and have no one good friend. They look at themselves as failures and feel stupid, ashamed, and unattractive. Some possible warning signs that a child is being bullied include has unexpected cuts, bruises, and scratches. The child has few, if any, friends with whom he or she spends time with. The child seems afraid of going to school, walking to and from school, riding the school bus, or taking part in organized activities with peers. Has lost interest in schoolwork or suddenly begins to do poorly in school, appears sad, moody, teary, or depressed when he or she comes home, and experiences a loss of appetite. As a teacher, how can you prevent bullying within your classroom and school? 3 components to prevent bullying are using the school policy, viewing the school as a community, and teacher-student relationships. School policies should include all staff and authority because each member needs to have an understanding of what bullying is and the consequences established so each member uses the same rules. The idea of the school as a community prevents bullying because the goal for the school is to ensure the well-being of others and prepare them for the world. The final prevention method is a strong teacher-student relationship. Teachers should form positive, unique relationships with each student because this will develop the confidence the students need. A few key components of prevention within the classroom are when to tell, keeping a positive attitude, and how to stop the bullying. A lesson on teaching students to keep a positive attitude during bullying is students are assigned to compose an email to an imaginary student who is being bullied. This email should include ways to stay positive while being bullied and empathy towards the victim. After students completed their emails, they were printed out and exchanged between classmates. The class read each other's work and made comments about how helpful the positive tips were. This activity can help teach students ways to console bully victims and experience how a victim may feel being bullied. How do we as teachers assist our students when they are being bullied? For teachers, there is a 4-step approach to helping students cope with bullying. Step 1 is to address the bully and talk to the bullied privately and give them the opportunity to explain their behavior. Step 2. Propose how to correct the behavior, but do not neglect the victim. The victim needs to have sympathy, solutions, and support from the teacher. Step 3 includes holding a class meeting that teaches a lesson on bullying, modeling respect, and encouraging kindness between the students. The final is to advocate for an anti-bullying policy. This policy should be school-wide and includes the definition of bullying, the impact, prevention, and the consequences. Every day, thousands of students wake up afraid to go to school. Bullying is a problem that affects millions of students and it has everyone worried, not just the kids on its receiving end. Yet because parents, teachers, and other adults don't always see it, they may not understand how extreme bullying can get.